So, only one thing to say. Daddy's home.
This is Big E from the new game. Give me that whole yeah. Give it to me. I need it.
That's right. It's been a while. It's been a while, and a SmackDown is just kicking off, and it isn't working on my computer. What do you know? Yeah, I've been away for a few weeks. 2 weeks ago, I wasn't very well. I was just exhausted from a load of work stuff. And last week, I was on holiday. So my apologies. You've not seen me for a couple of weeks. And a big thank you to Dan for covering for me as well in the times that he did. So yeah, like a lot's happened in WWE, and I feel like we're watching a very different show to what we were watching last time I was here doing this. It was only a couple of weeks ago. So CM Punk, I think, is the big one. Let's address that before before anything changes. So I was not someone. I didn't think CM Punk was coming back to WWE. That's for damn sure. I certainly didn't know anything. And again, as someone who works in the industry, we often do know things sometimes before they happen. If it either leaks or is reported, I know you guys often do as well, but it was one of those things that nobody knew. And I would have bet my car on him not coming back, mainly because of WWE not taking a chance. Considering they just didn't need to, because everything's pretty good at the moment with WWE. You know, both shows are doing well. NXT is even doing really, really well. Stack roster, some pretty good storylines. So I was of the view that they didn't really need him. And then that music hit at the end of Survivor Series, and wow, egg on everybody's face, including me. And I'm thinking about it now. I'm not just going to flip-flop on this. You know, I've made my thoughts on this situation quite clear. I do need to be careful what I say because, you know, WWE PRs and WrestleSphere have a relationship, and I don't want to do anything to upset them. I am a CM Punk fan. I always have been. I'm somebody who cheered when he came back. You know, I was upset when he went away. When the whole brawl out thing happened, I was incredibly disappointed, not just in him, but everybody involved. Again, people have their thoughts and opinions as to who was at fault. And I'm of the view that everybody was a little bit at fault in some way, shape, or form. So then when the Elite came back, I was pleased. When CM Punk came back, I was pleased. It was nice to see everybody back. Everybody got a second chance. You know what I mean? And then All In happened. And then he's fired. And it's like, from my point of view, as a fan and as a reporter, I'm of the view that, well, where do we go from here? Like, what more can we do? Like, the obvious thing is back to WWE. Obviously, TNA were making moves as well. So, and the more I think about it now, the more I realize, of course he went back to WWE. Of course he did. I mean, as Triple H said, it was a moment in history that they'd never get a chance to do again. It had to be Chicago. That was the big show in Chicago. That was the one everybody thought. Of course it was there. So I've given my own head a wobble. Now, what do I think about it personally? It did worry me. I remember thinking to myself, is this going to end in tears like it has done in the past? But I'm hoping it won't, because I think, well, I love AEW. I do think WWE has a much more established structure in terms of what wrestlers can get away with and what they can do, and you know, what they'll put up with. And it's been reported that he's got a clause in his contract regarding his behavior. So that is a relief in a way. And I'm not going to lie, I'm already kind of into this Seth Rollins thing. So ultimately, as a CM Punk fan and a guy who's been, let down by him in the past. And if anybody wonders where it's like, because I've been accused of being a CM Punk hater, and I'm far from it. The thing that has, the thing that's made me so upset about stuff in the past is how I am a CM Punk fan. So being let down by him, I think, was the thing that motivated me. The thing that made me. The thing that got me so disappointed was I was a fan. I wasn't just some guy who was slagging him off. Like anybody who knows me, anybody who watches these streams knows I'm very anti-tribal when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go into this with some cautious optimism because there's nothing else to go into it with. There really isn't. So I want this to work out. I want CM Punk to be happy. I want the people he's working with to be happy. Maybe this is the right thing. I hope it is. I really hope we're not in another situation in 6 months' time. I am gonna be a little bit critical of the promo back. Not the words necessarily used, but how many times are we going to get the "I heard you, I'm back, big back, coming back in Chicago" thing? We've seen that 3 times now. I still hold that it was the most special the first time we saw it, where the people were crying and throwing babies in the air. That was the big CM Punk return. Then we saw it again in AEW. Then we saw it a third time in WWE. And you could argue it's the first time they've done it in WWE. But there seems to be a lot of people very, very keen to delete the fact that he's been in WWE for AEW for a couple of years. And that we've seen that before. So it was very, very hard for me to get into that and to cheer. Especially after all the difficulties there've been, with him. But anyway, yeah, with CM Punk, it was the first thing I had to address because I'm well aware that I can't ignore it. So yeah, he's back, and I hope it works out this time. That's what I'm going to say. Regulars, I'm very sorry I've ignored you. Norma, hello, mate. Thank you for joining me. Michael, hi, Sam. How are you? I'm all right. I just needed to quickly deal with the CM Punk thing. I'm not going to lie. Some of the boys this week were a little bit worried about letting me on with a live mic and on a live stream, just in case I was a little bit too critical and perhaps damaged all the good work we've done with WWE and their PRs. But no, I am a pro. That was never going to happen. I'll just quickly acknowledge SmackDown as well. This is pretty cool. Charlotte looking like $1 million there. Damage Control versus these guys. Absolutely awesome. This is, at the moment, the storyline I'm most interested in, especially the Bayley and Io Sky thing. I mean, surely. See, I'm predicting Io and Bayley at WrestleMania. I'm also predicting Bayley to win the Royal Rumble. So you heard it here first. And Bayley's not out with them. Michael giving us some emojis there. Norma says you can bet Triple H made Punk sign a prenup to ensure Punk kept his a tight leash. Well, yeah, and it's a shame that they need to. Now, if that story is true, maybe it's for the best because he can't swing it around. If that's indeed what he did in AEW here, like this, there's a lot of eyes on him. There's a lot of people he's got to prove wrong. I'm one of them. I hope he does. Like with these things, I always want to be proved wrong. I would welcome being proved wrong. I really hope that's the case because I want to see some awesome CM Punk storytelling, some kick-ass promos, and some awesome matches. Of course I do. I think as a CM Punk fan who cheered him to the rafters when he came back, have felt a little bit let down on occasion. And I'm fairly sure he wouldn't care about that. But I think he should because, I look back at CM Punk coming home. So we're not going to see him on SmackDown tonight. So, right, looks like he's a Raw boy. But Randy Orton is back. Daddy is indeed home tonight on SmackDown. That reference, of course, at the start of the stream was a reference to Randy Orton coming back and a reference to me being back after a few weeks as well. So Punk needs to be on his best behavior and collect his fat paychecks. Yep. I don't think he is built sturdy enough to last a lot of years in the ring. Yeah, true. Like, this is presumably his final run, perhaps. Like, he'd go a good few years, I reckon. You know, he's plenty of time left, but yeah, he's not a spring chicken anymore, is he? You know, he needs to cement his legacy and get the tarnish off him now. That's what he's got to do. And that means working with other people, you know, and realizing that you're not always in the right. Because I'm certainly not. Michael says, Sam, are you ready for the Game Awards on Thursday? I'm super excited. Yeah. So I'll be in work, I think. Well, I won't be in work exactly when they happen. But I might have to stay late on Thursday to cover them with the guys. I'll see what's going on, actually. Thank you for reminding me, Michael. I've been so busy with other stuff. I forgot about that. So what I'll do is, they'll probably need some extra support. Because I think we have the US team working when the Game Awards are happening. So, but we all have our specialities there, so I'll see. Oh, what are we getting here? Tribute to the troops. God, is it that time again already? I feel like we only just had the last one. So thank you for joining us tonight. We've got quite a few people in. We had people come in, come out. It's been all right. It's going to be an interesting show tonight. So we've got Logan Paul coming back. That's a big deal. It's nice to finally see the United States champion returning. It's been a little while. We can't have him be another Roman Reigns. Like, I get he's a part-timer. He's not going to be there all the time, but presumably him holding that belt came with the proviso of, we got to see you a little bit more. And I think we should have had him on the pay-per-view. First yawn. Oh, right. 10 past 1. First yawn. My God. Anyway, yeah. So, personally, I really want to see him at the Royal Rumble. Logan Paul and Roman Reigns. I don't think we're seeing Roman Reigns till the Rumble now, guys. Especially if they kind of phone it in over Christmas, which they generally tend to do, don't they? Who else have we got on the show tonight? So we got, let me just look at the rundown. Logan Paul, of course, Kevin Owens and Grayson Waller. We've got this match here with Lashley, so that's cool. Lashley versus Butch, or Pete Dunne, as I should call him. Michael saying excited for the GTA 6 trailer on Tuesday. Yeah, we're anticipating a return to Vice City. It'll be interesting to see. Oh my God, there's a KFC advert on TV and the size of that burger. Oh my God. The stuffing stack. Oh, I'm going for that, KFC. Tomorrow, I'm coming for that. The GTA 6 trailer. Yeah, we think Vice City is probably the place to go. Well, we've been to Liberty with 4. We're back to San Andreas with 5. Let's go back to Miami. Let's see what Vice City looks like in this modern era. That'd be awesome. Normal saying, did you see Randy walking down to the ring on Monday? Looks incredible shape. Second year. Yeah. He did. You're gonna have to forgive me, guys. I'm really tired tonight. It's not tired enough to abandon the stream like I did a few weeks ago, but yeah, still bloody tired. I've been up since 6 a.m. You see, and it's now 1 a.m. So it's getting on. I went to the pub, you see, tonight with my in-laws, and my wife and I had a gigantic mixed grill and a few pints, and then an ice cream sundae. So the Sandman was coming for me when I was home. So, but I've had a lot of coffee and an Irish coffee as well since then. So, and now I've got a cup of tea. So let's see if I can perk up. Oh, and I've had a cheap knockoff Red Bull. Hassan, you're absolutely right. Let's do a vote. So let's just do it. Hang on. Those of you in America, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving last week. Obviously, we don't celebrate that over here. with it being associated with American history and not British history, but we're well aware what it is and how much you guys take it seriously. So, yeah, hope you had a good time. Here we go. Poll. There we go. Right. All the major food groups. Let's just do that poll for Hassam and for everybody. Why do I say that every week, don't I? Let's do the poll for Hassam, you know? And it's not just for Hassam, it's for everybody. But Hassam, it's mostly for you. I am safe to say that. So we got Butch. Do I have to call him Butch? Who wins? Lashley. I think Lashley's winning this. Oh, damage control. Oh, not happy. Itchy nose. Oh my God. And I'll do a banner as well. No sassy to remind me, so I'm glad I've got you, Hassam. I must say. Back at the interval. Ant's been busy, hasn't he? Okay, so Lashley. Butch. I love this damage control story. I love how Bayley's on the outside. See, I think they turn on her at the Rumble, but she might win it. I think so. We'll turn on her after the Rumble, after she wins it. Yeah, that. Okay, so let's catch up with the comments. Definitely looking jacked up, Randy. Yeah, he's clearly had a lot of time on his hands. He's been in the gym, coming after from his recovery. He's just kicking ass. Absolutely amazing. All the major food groups. Mixed grill pints Sunday. Well, technically, you know, Friday night, it's I did not want to cook. Jess didn't want to cook, so we thought, screw it, shall we go to the pub? And I'm a bit burgered out at the moment. I've had burgers like so much, so I just thought, right, mixed grill. That way I can get, lots of different meats who are good. Did you have a good day on Black Friday shopping? I didn't really do much shopping on Black Friday. I think I was just at work. I think my wife has done a bit. But no, I was quite reserved. Like, it is still a thing we do in the UK, Black Friday, but it's not quite the free-for-all it is over there. Saint is freaking beautiful. Yeah, she certainly is. The pirate princess herself. I forgot about Butch and I forgot his bloody name. The other brawling brute, the Yorkshireman, having a bit of a disagreement. That's interesting. Is that what Ridge Holland? Is that what we want to see? I don't know. Agree. Bayley will be turned on by the rest, but she's good as the voice of damage control. So me and Andy were discussing this earlier, Norman, on his stream, and we were discussing how we love the idea of Dakota Kai becoming the voice piece for damage control, but with Asuka, Io, and Kairi being the hard hitters, but her being almost like the Western voice, almost like the translator. Her to the other guys can speak in Japanese, and then she can just menacingly translate it. For example, if Bayley is going, I'm the boss here. I've always been the boss. I started damage control. I'm in control. And then Io can say something on the microphone, and Dakota can go all Bane mode and go, do you really feel in charge, Bayley? Do you really still think that applies to you? Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and I'm so on board with that. Gives Dakota something really important to do. I was told people when I was a teen I would marry a pirate princess, and they would say, "What the hell are you talking about?" Well, you still could. Just don't move to Somalia. There's a fair few of them there. Don't do it there. Whatever you do. That being where there's a lot of pirates, of course. No disrespect to Somalia. I know you're a country with other things going on other than that. Lashley throwing Pete Dunne into the turnbuckles. Where's this? It's not the Hurt Business, is it? It's something else. The Lashley and the Street Profits. Is this going somewhere? I feel like they're on the same page, then they're not, then they are, then they're not. I think they've got to do something like, I want some movement with this story, a decent feud or something. And what is the purpose of this match? See, I think Ridge is going to get involved, come and help Pete, and then something's going to go wrong. That's just me. Or maybe he's not going to come and help Pete, and Pete's going to get beat up by all three of them, and Pete's going to be like, where were you? Like, we're meant to be a stable, we're meant to have each other's backs. And it gets Lashley on TV, which is always good with me. See, I still want a Lashley versus Brock Lesnar match, and I mean a decent one, not like a 2-minute, he hits him in the balls and it's over kind of, you know what I mean? Like, we've never quite had the Lesnar-Lashley match. We've never had it. They've met in the ring 3 times by my count, and we've always been screwed out of a decent match by something stupid happening. It's annoying. God, the ads thick and fast tonight. See, I don't notice them when I'm not streaming because I just fast forward, Or maybe Lashley will get pinned. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think that's happening, mate. Don't think that's happening. Don't get me wrong. Pete Dunne is a star, but I don't know if he's going to win clean over Lashley, former WWE champion. Oh, yeah. So I'll, Dan's obviously covered me on SmackDown once or twice, and I've got Andy might be joining me again in the near future. I don't think he's joining me tonight. I would have heard from him by now. So Andy, we'll see you at another time. He's probably gone to bed. He's fast asleep, which is where I'll be in an hour and 40 minutes. But I will have a guest on in the coming weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. Somebody who's a wrestling coach, somebody who's helping kids learn how to wrestle. I don't know if any of you guys follow us on WrestleSphere and what we've been up to there, but we've been interviewing some guys on the British indie scene, a few more to come. And we went to a wrestling school in Blackpool where they teach young kids how to wrestle, Rascals Wrestling Academy. And it was just amazing. So I'll be speaking to one of the coaches soon enough. Like, I've spoke to a couple of guys already who are the coaches there for WrestleSphere. Some of those interviews are already up. Some of them aren't. But the person I'm going to bring on, I think I might just bring on as a guest on Gimme a Whole Year 1 week. So that'll be nice. We can pick his brain and learn a little bit more about what he does, really, because he does it out of the goodness of his heart as well. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And would you believe we bumped into him at All In when we were there, and I got to introduce him to Dom and the guys. So that was cool. So yeah, more on that when I know more. He's agreed. I've just got to pin him down for a date. How's Dom? I really miss him. He's all right. I was with him a little while ago. Dom and I went back to our old university a couple of weeks ago, and we chatted to some of the students about how they can break into journalism, how they can become wrestling journalists, how they can become gaming journalists, and we may have taken on a few apprentices as well. We'll be setting them a little bit of work with SoundSphere and WrestleSphere, so that's going to be cool. They get to write a couple of articles, maybe do a few interviews, that sort of stuff. Do what we do day by day and see if they like it, see if it's a career for them. So, but Dom's all right. He's just chilling out. He's got a lot on. He's really back into his music at the moment. He's doing a lot of work with his new band. So, yeah, but he's okay. We'll see him again soon, I'm sure. I'm always trying to rope him into SmackDown, and I'll get him. And Dom, if you're watching this, resistance is futile. Join us. I feel like our roles have reversed, Dom. Our roles have reversed from a couple of years ago. Oh, Sam, do you want to do these live streams with me? It's dead good. Dead good. I do SmackDown. Anthony does Dynamite. Dan does Raw. Come and do SmackDown with me. You'll love it. Come and do an Impact pay-per-view with me. A couple of years later, here I am. And it's all good. It's all good. It certainly got me more followers on Twitter. That's for damn sure. That sounds cool, says Michael. It was, mate. It was awesome. And again, mate, if anyone's ever steering their career in that direction, if I can help or provide any tips in any way, I'll always be happy to. Anyone from this community will always get my time if they need it for things like that. That's for damn sure. Chris Leclerc's in. Hiya, Chris. Damage control will turn on Bailey soon, but not tonight. Yeah, definitely. See, my money is on it being after the Rumble if Bailey wins it. Like, it has to happen, doesn't it? But yeah, I'm really into it. This story, this damage control story, and I enjoyed the match, the WarGames match, the women's one more than the men's one as well, because I just thought there was more at stake. Although I'm going to say it right here. I've said it on Twitter, but I'm going to say it here and loud. I am not convinced Drew McIntyre is a heel. Not at all. Drew McIntyre is completely in the right in his argument. You know, don't get me wrong. Jey Uso has turned over a new leaf, and everyone should forgive him. But no. Not McIntyre. McIntyre still needs to beat the ever-living crap out of him. But if Cody and Sami Zayn can forgive him, come on, McIntyre. But I like the idea that Drew's not. If it wasn't for Bloodline, you know, Drew would have won that title. So, 2 titles, as it was back then. So, yeah, McIntyre is not a heel in my book. Do you remember when Kevin Owens was like, right, but he was the heel, but everything he said was true? And people were like, how is this guy not a babyface? I feel like that a little bit. Impact has been amazing as of late. Or now, should I say, TNA. It'll be TNA as of January, Michael, that's for sure. I don't know what's going on with TNA at the moment, because they've got a awesome-looking pay-per-view coming up with Final Resolution. I'm really looking forward to that. And then I think they often go on a bit of a hiatus at Christmas, Impact. They run a lot of best-of shows or, best of matches of the year, that sort of stuff. They often go away for a couple of weeks. So I think this year they're going to do that and then kind of come back, make their big return at Hard to Kill, which makes sense. So we enjoy Impact while we have it, because I think they might be taking the hiatus in a couple of weeks. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose. Oh my God, it's itchy. Gross. Bailey saved all of her teammates at Survivor Series WarGames and nobody saved her. Exactly. Like, it's clear there. Like that promo where they were going, someone here doesn't belong. Ooh. I'm so into that story. So into it. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes tonight as well. Michael's saying, me too, if it's cheap. I want to get it. Sorry, dude, what do you mean? The pay-per-view? Of course. Yeah, the Impact ones are usually pretty reasonable. I know you guys in America get screwed over a little bit with the price of pay-per-views compared to over here. Like, I think you guys pay $50 for an AW one, where we pay like £20, which is like less than $30. So to be fair, we get screwed over in most things. If something like a game for you guys in dollars, like if a game is $50 for you guys, it's 50 quid over here. So so it's more expensive. So it's at least we get something working out in our favor. Money wise, we usually get screwed in the UK. Same compared to the rest of Europe too, because euro, obviously, the pound is more than the euro, so we always get screwed over. What a sell on Lashley's spear! Yeah, Pete Dunne knows how to sell. They're doing the old school gimmick thing that they do every year. I always love it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be fun. See, I didn't count that as the other pay-per-view, but yeah, that's the other show that they're doing. The throwback, like the old NWA style throwback. Yeah, it's great. And only they can get away with it as well. If anybody else... Oh, no, hang on. WWE used to do it, didn't they? They used to have their own throwback version, if I remember rightly. Whatever happened to that? God, just a million years ago, that. Games are like 70 quid in the US. Yeah, I know. There's sometimes about 60 here. So, 50 or 60. Thank you guys, one sec. Sorry, I just have to quickly sort myself out. There, I'm better. Yeah, gaming is getting pricey. I'm just so happy I work in the industry, otherwise I'd be bloody destitute. More ads. My God. Is it me, or do these progressive match flows just go on forever? Oh. Aldis. Aldis and Heyman. Ooh. Pretty much all of them these days, Norma. Let's get rid of that banner. There we go. Yeah, games in general. I reviewed the Sonic game a little while ago. Sonic Superstars, I think it was. And I remember thinking, it's a great game. I enjoyed it. But I remember thinking, I wonder if this is about, this has got to be about, what, 20, 30 quid this game? Surely this isn't going to be like the price of a new Call of Duty or something like that. Then I looked on the Nintendo store and it was 50 quid. I was like, oh my God. Like, I understand that for, say, one of the new Mario games, because the first party Nintendo games are always quite expensive, and then or something like like Call of Duty, or even Sonic Frontiers, which was a big AAA. So I was like, but for that one, like a 2D throwback Sonic game, yeah, I couldn't quite believe it. Oh, sorry, guys. One moment. I think I'm getting a cold. There we go. Hopefully, I won't need to do that again for a while. Norma saying, I quit gaming after I mastered Pong. Bloody hell, Norma, when was that? That must have been a long time ago. Oh, mate, games are the best. Games, wrestling, and Warhammer are my three creative loves, I suppose. I sometimes say my great loves, and my wife looks at me like, so me, the dogs, well, none of us count. It's like, you know what I mean? I mean, like, stuff I'm into. Well, that could be misconstrued, couldn't it? You know what I mean? We'll take that out in post. Randy versus Roman, Team Randy. Speaking of which, don't get me wrong, I love WarGames, right? Love it. I can't take my eyes off it. But I also miss the old Survivor Series style. I just do. I used to like about Survivor Series that you'd have the champions versus champions, and you'd find out who's the dominant champion that year. That to me just makes sense. Like, I know they're exhibition matches, and there's not a lot of not so much storyline, but stakes behind it. But to me, there doesn't really need to be. Like, it's just about who's the best, and sometimes that's enough. So I kind of miss Survivor, and I don't like Survivor Series just being that thing you expect every year. It's like Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell became crap because you knew it was coming. Hell in a Cell now Triple H is in charge, is something that they only ever bring out when something's gone really savage and it needs to be resolved in Hell in a Cell. And I think WarGames should be that, but on a stable or a team basis, as opposed to an annual pay-per-view. That's just my opinion. I know people disagree, but I'd bring back Survivor Series, but make it matter. And it can be done. It's been done before. It can be done again. I think it was a bit complicated when they incorporated NXT as well, but yeah, I think it can be done. They screwed it when they had Bray as the champ and they had Roman as the other champ. No, Brock as the other champ, and we never got the Brock versus Bray match. No, we never will. But that was something I always wanted to see. I always wanted to see the Fiend versus Brock. I thought that'd be fun. Because where do you go there? What do you do? That's probably why they didn't do it. But I just thought, creatively, that would have been great. Anthony Turner's in. Hello, Anthony. Thank you for joining us. Nice wrestling belts you got there with Paul Heyman. Punk versus Seth should be Hell in a Cell. Yeah, exactly. Great example. They shouldn't do it first. They should give them a normal match. Something should go wrong. Then they should do another. Then it should get ferocious. Then do Hell in a Cell. Do Hell in a Cell as the blow-off. You know? That's what it's for. When it was an annual pay-per-view, yeah, they still used it as a blow-off. But the problem is when you're expecting a match, it's just not as special. It's not as, ooh. They're just going through the motions, and you just know that they're going to pick a feud and do it in Hell in a Cell when it's coming around like that. Just like we knew they were going to do Hell in a Cell with those teams. So I prefer these things to be spontaneous and for Hell in a Cell and WarGames to happen when a feud has reached that level of intensity, as opposed to something that just comes around because the calendar dictates it. That, again, that's just me. Then people say to me, oh, yeah, but what if they did that with Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble? Well, you can't really compare those two because the Elimination Chamber is a match about picking, and the Royal Rumble about picking a single winner out of a group and having them do something usually at WrestleMania or beyond. So I don't think feuds don't need to be as important in those matches. I think Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble are better for past feuds to be reignited when people bump into each other in these matches, and to set up future things, and just to see what it looks like when certain people are matched up against other people for a brief moment. You know, like when The Undertaker and Goldberg got in each other's faces in a Royal Rumble before they got separated. And it was like, ooh, well, wouldn't that be good? Unfortunately, it wasn't. But the idea was fun. Observing stuff. Yo, it's crime time. I sincerely hope not. Oh, here they are, the Dandy Highwaymen. What on earth are they wearing? Boys, you are giving our side of the Atlantic a good name and a bad name all at the same time. Michael says, yep, definitely. As the blow-off started Hell in a Cell would be a bad idea, in my opinion. They should do Hell in a Cell as a way to end the feud. Like, Cody and Seth was pretty perfect. Bray and Seth, not so much. But, yes, boo! But, Cody and Seth was great. They'd been battering each other for months. Cody was already injured as hell. Seth took advantage of it, put him on the shelf for months. Yeah, just great. I know it was a real life injury angle there, as opposed to just a storyline, but they made it work. My God, they made it work. And they're making Seth Rollins back storyline. Let's not forget, he really does have issues in real life with his back. And they're turning that into a story in a really good way. I kind of like, obviously, I wish him all the best, and I hope he's back. He's all right. But storytelling-wise, the idea that he's on borrowed time because of his back, and eventually his title reign will come to an end because somebody, like, you know, not only does it give him a great out as champion when the time calls for it, it adds a level of almost Shakespearean tragedy to the title reign, which makes it interesting. I think I love the idea that it's only a matter of time before it gives in. Or you know, obviously they'll protect him in real life, and they're not going to let that happen. But it's a cool idea. I know they've done it. I know they've done it before, but I think the way they're doing it with Rollins is great. Observing stuff says, I really hope it isn't crime time. Well, yeah, me too, dude. Depends on the crime. Michael's saying, I don't like Kevin Patrick. He gets on my nerves. Oh, really? I think he's a nice guy. My God, is it me, or is this episode all just catching up? It's like, dude, we watch every week. We know. See, I'm not convinced by this. I think the former Legado del Fantasma lot are going to side with him eventually because they're the stable, aren't they? I reckon it's going to be Legado del Fantasma versus LWO eventually. Mania, maybe? Observation says, I kind of feel like Butch is getting a push while that other guy has been used, is going to fizzle out or get fired. Oh, I hope not. But I know what you mean. And I know Pete Dunne might be the bigger star, the more established star at least. It's a bit like Rich Holland is. I've enjoyed Rich Holland and the Brawling Brutes. I think it's been good giving him something to do. He started as a bit of a Sheamus fanboy, didn't he? That's what got him in the group. He was a Sheamus fanboy. But if you remember in NXT, who was paying him? Somebody was paying him to take out the Undisputed Era, if I remember rightly. And he was targeting Adam Cole. And he seems quite dangerous. He doesn't seem quite as dangerous in the Brawling Brutes. You know, they seem like a little bit more. Well, the baby faces, aren't they now? So they haven't quite got that mean edge that they used to have. Yeah, definitely. What it feels like. If I was in a crowd, I'd like to give me a match. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I kind of get it because if you're in the crowd, they're doing all this, fixing the ring and changing it up and doing all of that. Like I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Raw or a SmackDown. Like they do stuff with the audience to keep you engaged, but sometimes it's a little bit like, oh, guys, come on now. They're pretty good at it though. Things move a bit smoother when you're watching a pay-per-view, generally speaking. Santos for US champ. Oh, it's only a matter of time. But I don't think Logan Paul's dropping that belt anytime soon, guys. I really don't. They've put it on him for a reason. By the way, does everybody like my Christmas Bullet Club shirt? By the way, I don't normally put on Christmas gear this early in December. I usually wait a few weeks, but because my wife was desperate to decorate the house, I thought, oh, all right. I might as well. I'm so sorry, by the way, guys, about all these yawns. I know you guys know how late it is here in the UK, but even so, I know it's annoying. That's the thing on a Friday. I do a full day's work, then go to the pub, then come here and do this. Yes, Hassan, you can. Let me just get back to the match and I'll do that for you, mate. Carlito's last run in WWE, he was a kid. Now he's scary looking and a lot bigger. Yeah, I agree, Norma. He looks grizzled, doesn't he? And he looks shredded as well. I think like he looks like a much bigger AR Fox, doesn't he? I sometimes think. But yeah, I forgot how good he was. And I feel like he just feels like a star now, doesn't he? Now he's come back, you know? So I'm saying, how are you feeling today, man? Just tired, dude. Just tired, you know. Hard a day at work, trip to the pub. I like doing this, you know. It's nice that again. I try to do it as many Fridays as I can, but I am a guy who has a lot of weekends away, either because of WrestleSphere or just because me and my wife live an hour away from the Lake District, and we take full advantage of that. So, but yeah, I'm always here when I can be. But 2 weeks ago, I was absolutely broken. And I needed to go to bed. I was fast asleep that night as well by like 9 p.m. So I must have needed it. But tomorrow. Oh, how was your Black Friday? Well, I didn't really. Was it last Friday, wasn't it? It was a week ago. I didn't do much. I didn't go out chasing, you know, deals or anything. I just kind of chilled out at home. Oh, no, I was away, wasn't I? I was at the Swamp. I was in the Lake District with Jess. We went for a spa break. We sat in a jacuzzi and polished off a bottle of Prosecco. It was nice. Then we went for dinner. Had a massage at the place. We, had a full body massage. That was amazing. She went and had some scalp massage treatment thingy-me-jig. Yeah, then we had a nice dinner, a few cocktails, went to bed. It was nice. It was really nice. I needed it. I feel very refreshed after it. So that was my Black Friday. It was more of a chilled Friday, or chilled weekend. And I already want to do it again. Here comes another year. See, I can't drink any more caffeine because I'll be weeing all night. I'll tell you tomorrow, though. Tomorrow, I'm just going to sit down, catch up on my wrestling, catch up on whatever else. Avoid doing housework or anything else. Oh, here we go. We've got the match. Let's see who won the last poll. So the last poll was... Lashley won by only by 55%, though. This is interesting. See, I didn't think they were going to do this. I thought it was all going to be a con. But no, the Legado boys are absolutely going for Santos. So who wins? Santos. He's still Joaquin Wild, isn't he? Not DJZ anymore. Remember when he was DJZ in Impact? He was really good. It was a great gimmick. Oh. So we've got the poll, guys. Let me just do a banner as well. Boom. Back to the comments. Michael saying, my cat is chilling with me. I think mine are on the bed, cuddled up to my wife because it's 5 degrees. It's, -5 out there right now. It is seriously cold. Like the UK does get cold around December. Not normally this early and not normally this cold. Like it is just ice out there. It's crazy. In fact, just going to do a quick interval to, I've realised one of the cats is still outside because he went out before the stream. So I'm going to give him a shout. Let's be 1 minute. Sam's saying, yeah, tomorrow I'm doing the Christmas parade and Collision's coming up tomorrow. And Mario games on tomorrow too. Oh, sick. I think I might go to the cinema or the theatre on Sunday and see the Marvels on Napoleon. I'll be 1 minute, guys. He doesn't want to come in. The cat doesn't want to come in. So, but no need to worry about him. He can get into our garage at any point, and he's sheltered, and there's a radiator in there, so he'll be warm enough in there if he wants to get out of the cold. But I'll give him another call before I go to bed at 3 a.m. in an hour. So yeah, Santos surely is winning this. And there it is. Haven't seen Sassy tonight, or Jack, or Misfit. No Misfit tonight. Me neither. Me neither, observing stuff. Very observant. Oh, hang on. Dragon Lee. I feel like every luchador in the world is against Santos. It's about time, like, they're going to even this out. Do they not? See, I've been of the view it'd be Joaquin Wilde, the artist formerly known as Raul Mendoza, and Santos and his former two henchmen versus Dragon Lee, Carlito, and Rey Mysterio. I thought that's where this might go, but apparently not. Amazing. Dragon Lee's awesome. Yeah, I don't think I know Joaquin Wilde. I don't think he's not had that many singles matches, though, has he, Joaquin Wilde? So it's hard to know. Going to be good matches tomorrow night. Sam Claudio versus Brody King is one. Do you know what, Norma? I'm an entire week behind with AEW. So I need to catch up. Often happens. Tomorrow, though, I'll plow through it. Oh, Logan's here. Is Dragon Lee wearing a turtleneck? It certainly looked like it. The champ is here, or one of the champs. It's weird, isn't it? Like Rollins and Gunther are the two guys who turn up the most. And they're both on Raw. The two SmackDown champs, you know, the big champion, Roman Reigns, and the United States champion. We don't see that often, do we? I get why. And either way, I think it makes them, you know, scarcity creates value, I suppose, doesn't it? So I can't pull off a turtleneck, but he certainly can. Axiom can pull them off too on NXT. The former A-Kid. Oh, hang on. So I'm just getting comfy. I totally forgot. To you guys, I'm going to go to an indie event, Warriors of Wrestling. I'm going to meet Enzo, or whatever you call it. Oh, right, really? That's interesting. See, I really missed the whole Enzo and Cass thing in WWE, and it took me ages to actually appreciate it as well. I'm like the only guy in the world who enjoyed the whole Enzo versus Cass feud that Big Show got involved in. Do you remember that? I know most of them are in AEW now, and I don't think Enzo's gonna be recruited to AEW. But do you remember when they just randomly turned up at Madison Square Garden during that Ring of Honor show? That was bizarre. I suppose now he could work at Ring of Honor anytime Tony Khan wanted him to, couldn't he? So that match is over. So let's just kill the banner. I love Enzo. He's underrated. He's a certified G, and you can't teach that. Simply just a bit full card short of a few deck. But that's a perfect way to describe him. Yeah. Like, just superb on the microphone. Like, when he went to 205 Live, he did make it essential viewing. It was great TV. Like, when he was the champion and managed to alienate the entire locker room, and you just wanted to see Pac just kill him. That was great. It was really good TV. It was so good, they kept on sticking it off 205 Live and sticking it on Raw, sometimes in the main event. So, yeah, if only when that allegation was made against him, which let's not forget he was found innocent of, or there was a lack of evidence supporting what was said. Like when that happened, if only he had reported it when he knew about it, but then they wouldn't have fired him. They would have suspended him, but he wouldn't have lost his job. Bash at Berlin. Guess who's probably going to be there? Hopefully. He's in a game. What game is he in? Why does Adam Pearce keep coming to bloody SmackDown? What is that about? Did we ever see Aldis on Raw? You're meant to be on separate brands, but saying that, they always used to do this, didn't they? See, I never thought Enzo was the best wrestler. I never, I don't think I could ever point to a match that was a classic, if I'm being honest. But I did enjoy his shtick, I must say. Now, here he is. Somewhere in the world, Sassy is throwing the remote at the TV. Or is at least muting it. Boo, Logan. Boo, Logan Paul. Boo. See, Logan Paul is cracking on the microphone. But I think he's brilliant in the ring. Is that the style of match he works? The wrestling code at Indies wrestling game. Oh, cool. Well, that is exactly what I might do then, Michael. Me being a gaming guy and all. Bloody hell, that punch to Rey Mysterio. Amazing. It was a good match, that Ray-Logan Paul match. Wasn't my favourite Logan Paul match, but I can't deny it was good. I thought Crown Jewel was a really good pay-per-view, actually. It was a hell of a step up from, the Survivor Series and Crown Jewel were a hell of a step up from Fastlane. I thought Fastlane was just, might as well have been an episode of Raw. Here we go. Is he healing it up? It'd be a mistake if they turned him babyface, wouldn't it? With all the heat on him. Oh, yep, crowd are pissed. Tell me what you think of Logan Paul, guys. That's a very good point, Michael. He comes out fist bumping fans, then acts like a heel. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like when he was up against the heel Sami Zayn and a heel The Miz, he was totally a babyface, wasn't he? Because the whole point was he's the star who's going to come in and beat them up. But now he's a proper wrestler, isn't he? Let's be honest. So I say just let him be him. Let him lean into his more annoying side. And I think he's a great heel. I think he's a better heel than he was a babyface. Let's keep the heel going for a bit. Oh, and that's exactly what he's doing. Logan's wrestling skills have improved as fast as anyone I can remember. Legitimate wrestler. Exactly. Like, if anyone criticizes Logan Paul, I always ask them the same question. Name a bad match. It's only a matter of time until there is one. But right now, that is not the face of a baby face. Much better as a heel. Yeah, it is a slappable face. One that only a mother could love. I think he's a natural heat generator, isn't he? Ooh. Well. Well, this is interesting. Carrying Cross. Flipping heck, where's he been? I still feel like he doesn't understand wrestling. A great talent. I think he's defo being a bad guy. You know, he's defo a heel. But I know what you mean, the whole fist bumping thing. Yeah. Here's KO. Who's probably going to kill him? Is this the next match we get? See, Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. Sign me up. You notice that guy in the front row? He's always like wearing the Norwegian flag. NXT star. Whoop that trick called Bron Breakker. Yeah. That like, trick's hugely over at the moment, isn't he? Do you remember when he was just Carmelo Hayes' bag carrier? Now he's a massive star in his own right, which is good because he always should have been. He's another one who's great as a heel or a face. He can do it all. Messing about me out. Great opponent for Paul. He needs to face a star like KO. Yeah. It'll be a really different kind of match as well with KO. I feel like KO's got the whole Eddie Kingston thing going on these days a little bit. Or has Eddie Kingston got the Kevin Owens thing going on? I suppose they are a little bit different. Video Funny is here. She says, how are you? Not bad at all. How are you? Thank you for joining us. We're enjoying a little bit of a promo off between Logan Paul and Kevin Owens at the moment. Do we miss the original United States Championship belt? Not the original one, but I mean the one before Lashley had that one made. I don't know. I like it when new people pop in to the chat. I like it even more when they like and subscribe and stick around. And remember, you can become a member, like Michael is, rocking his special perks there. Uh-oh. Well, this is interesting. So we've got 3 gobby heels. Are these guys with Logan or against him? Because one thing that does my head in with WWE is, well, all of wrestling really, is when heels are better at being friends than baby faces. Does that make sense? Like, they're meant to be the narcissistic, delusional ones, yet they all seemingly have better people skills than the heroic, smart guys. Actually, no, babyface is usually a bit dim, aren't they? Oh, there you go. Austin Theory got punched in the face. Who is your favorite wrestler? Oh, now there's a question of all time. Oh, have I never revealed that? Okay, well, I think for me, there's a couple of things that got me into wrestling. One was Sting hiding in the rafters. That fascinated me. And so I've been a Sting fan my entire life because of like how like sucked into that I got. but also the whole Stone Cold versus Bret Hart story. When I watched that match, that was absolutely amazing, and that made me a fan as well. Those two things. So I think Sting is probably my favorite of all time, which is especially interesting at the moment, considering he'll be retiring soon. For me, it's John Cena. Who else? Cena is a goat. He certainly is a goat. That's for sure. He's bloody good, and I appreciate him now more than ever as well. I think. I don't know about you guys. That was pretty good. Yeah, what the segment? Yeah, agreed. I'm looking forward to watching that again because you might not know this, but after we do this on a Friday night, I always then on the Saturday morning I watch SmackDown back, like without the pressure of streaming, because I've always missed something. Usually, I've missed something important. But yeah, it's always fun to kind of watch it back with a cup of tea and just take it in. I don't watch everything. I don't sit there for 2 hours and watch the ads or all that. I used to love it when the previous channel had SmackDown. It had no ads, so it did if you watched it live, of course. But later on, like when you watched it on demand, they'd take all the ads out, so it was only like 100, like an hour and 20 minutes to show. So it was like, oh, bite size, perfect, no BS. God, adverts everywhere. So who else? Everybody else, who's your favorite wrestler? Tell me in the comments. John Cena's a good shout. Stinger for me. I do not speak English much. I am from Haii. Was that Haiti? Well, welcome to the chat anyway. Oh, my SmackDown stream's died. What's going on? No, don't worry about that. You're speaking English fair enough at the moment. No problems from our point of view. Don't worry. We have people in this chat from all over the place. Most people in America and Britain, but we have people from all over the world who come in, which is quite nice. And sometimes they join us every week as well. Norma saying Bam Bam Bigelow. That's an interesting choice. And Roddy Piper, I completely understand. Bam Bam's an interesting one. I miss Bam Bam Bigelow. He was great in WCW. Ooh. Can I get a vote, please? You can, dude. Let me just wait for the show to come back on and we'll see what's our next match. Because I'm not actually sure if we've had one set up yet, have we? But I don't know what day it is, so I'm that tired. Michael's is my favourite is Mick Foley and Bryan Danielson. Two very good choices. Oh, yeah, we do have a match, Hassan. Let's do it. So, so Santos won that last poll, but only by 67%. So, I thought it'd be higher than that. I didn't think Joaquin Wild had a cat and else chance of winning that one. So end poll. Let's do a new one, Hassan. So start a poll. KO. So who wins? Who is it? Grayson Waller. Yeah. We'll do the banner. Banner. There we go. So So video funny. So was it Haiti you meant earlier? I don't know if there was a typo in it. Was it Haiti? And I think Norman's saying, if you got live wrestling there, presumably you do, because everybody has their indies and such, don't they? All over the world, wrestling promotions. So I'm a big fans of you. Oh, thank you so much. If you're saying of us, that's lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Haiti it is. Cool. Bam Bam Bigelow was the first big man to do what he did. Piper, well, he was Piper. Yeah. He was the pits. No lie. See what I did there? Nah, Roddy Piper was bloody awesome. I was devastated when he died. Absolutely devastated. Where are you from? I'm from the UK. I'm from the north of England, where it's bloody freezing. -5 outside at the moment. My car is a block of ice right now, but oh well. Oh, I see. No, Mike. Yeah, so I was asking Video Funny if he had live wrestling in Haiti. That's a good question. Presumably, I was going to say, presumably you do. I know Haiti's quite small, but I know I bet there's a wrestling school in Haiti. That's what we need to find out, guys. I mean, bloody hell. I nearly just said if Blackpool has one, Haiti might. But then again, Blackpool is has quite a storied history with wrestling. I mean, after all, it's where NXT UK used to have its pay-per-views, isn't it? 15 minutes from my house, and I never got to go to any of them. Furious. See, these days, I'd speak to WWE PR and be like, come on, guys, I'm 15 minutes away. Like that house show I went to in Liverpool, that was amazing. Michael saying, I'm going to get going. Got a big day tomorrow. I'm tired. Love this community as usual. It's been a pleasure. See you on Monday. Yep. See you Monday. Well, I won't, Michael, but I'm sure Dan will. Dan will be here covering Raw. Well, it won't be Dan. It'll be Hollywood Dan. His Orange Cassidy persona. That version of Dan eats ice cream and all sorts. I love WWE very much. What about AEW? You into that one as well? I'm a fan of all of them, me. I love me some TNA, some Ring of Honor, some New Japan. Not enough hours in the week for all the wrestling I watch. No. Oh, Austin Theory, you cheeky sod. So KO's really up against it, isn't it? What's he saying? Time? What? It's quiet without Misfit and Sassy. And Michael as well now. Is it me or does Kevin Owens have a new tattoo every week? Oh, ads. Go away, ads. I feel like this episode's been... there's been some all right matches, but it's not blown me away yet. I know they're saving Randy to the main event, aren't they? But that's what's going to keep us here. Keep us watching. Oh, we're going to get like a CM Punk rewind, aren't we, as well? Which will probably go on for about 10 minutes. Don't get me wrong. It's a big deal having him back. It's a big deal, but we saw it on Raw, man. Curious to know what you lot think about Punk coming back. I know Norma. I think you're probably happy he's got that in place. You know. Have courage, brother. You can succeed. Well, if that means stay awake till 3 a.m., I hope you're right. 45 minutes. This guy is feeling it. Seriously, I sometimes don't know how Dan does it till 4. With Raw. Like that other hour. Whew. Like sometimes when we do saying that, when we do pay-per-views, I always manage, don't I? Barely. Yeah, I need to catch up with AEW. I think I've got 2 episodes of Dynamite to watch, a Rampage and a Collision. And 2 episodes of Ring of Honor. I'm not so worried about TNA because I feel like they're going to take a few weeks off. Giving me time to catch up. If you're watching the channel as well and you've never seen it before, check out WrestleSphere as well, which is our other site run by me and some of the guys on this channel. We that's where we write articles and we interview wrestlers. So if you want to see me interviewing wrestlers from WWE, AEW, TNA, and elsewhere, have a little look at that, and that's where you'll find it. Had some good ones recently, and more to come as well. Really excited about some of the ones we've got coming up. Interviewed a lot of WWE guys at Money in the Bank. That was great when they came to London. All In was a little bit more frantic. We didn't get to do a lot of what we wanted to do at All In, but hey, we got to go to the show and represent WrestleSphere. So what more do you want? Went to TNA's UK tour. That was brilliant. So so much fun. I thought Kevin Owens was tapping there. I thought, nah. Oh. Punk's greatest talent between nose and chin. Yeah. Medium wrestling skills, somewhat sketchy finishing move. Really feel he should end up like Christian, manager of a faction, limited ring time. Yeah, like let's be honest. I don't. Yeah, from a match point of view, I don't think he is like the best in the world. I think he's great, but I don't think he. There are matches I enjoy more than his. But on the microphone, it's just amazing. So I want to allow myself to be happy that he's back. I just think as a fan, I'm struggling with the disappointment I've had regarding him for a while now. I wish I could flip a switch and get over that, but I'm finding it really difficult. And I know I'm not alone with that too. I'll never be an apologist for just one wrestling company. If they do something awesome, I'll sing the praises to the rafters. If something sketchy happens, I'll say that too. But I'll always be fair, and I'll never, completely criticize and be horrible, because at the same time we have a relationship with them, and I want to maintain that. Oh, I'm sorry my chair's making all this noise. It's because I can't get comfy tonight. I will share live in our app. Oh, you mean share the stream? Yeah, yes, please. More the merrier. Like and subscribe as well if you like. And don't forget, Video Funny, we do Raw and Dynamite and a few other things as well. So if you're watching Monday Night Raw on, Monday, check us out again. But it won't be me covering that. We have a different host for every show. So I'm your SmackDown guy. We have a Raw guy. We have a Dynamite guy. But it's me who layeth the SmackDowneth. God, and I haven't heard that said that way for about 20 years. What's going on, Grayson? See, is it a mistake, to have Grayson Waller, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory all on the same brand? All three of them are quite similar, gobby heels. I mean, there's Miz as well on Raw, but he seems to be pretty babyface-like at the moment, doesn't he? Unless that was just for the Gunther feud and they're going to make him heel again. Oh, here we go. Here's the CM Punk bit. Punk would be great starting a faction to fight the hypocrisy and injustice. Shield 2.0. Which is funny because the Shield was his idea, wasn't it, originally? And was going to contain Chris Hero or Cassius Ohno. Speaking of Chris Hero, there will be something coming to WrestleSphere regarding him very soon. Sorry about the yawning. Here it is. There's all the podcasters freaking out. They haven't got us. Apparently, Bayley will not be renewing her contract when it expires in April. Where's that come from? Hey, a lot of things can happen between now and April. I learn English because I'm big fans of you. Well, go for it. If it helps you enjoy this and what we do and WWE more, then yeah, do what you can do. I wish I was good at languages. I can barely talk my own. See, I said talk my own and not speak my own. The case point. Welcome home, CM Punk. Just don't mess it up. Is all I'm going to say. Just don't mess it up. Don't goozle anyone backstage. Like maybe Punk should have just done this to begin with, Or did he need to go to AEW in order for WWE to notice him and let him come back? Like, was there any chance of him coming back to WWE before he came back? I think Vince not being quite the fact he used to be is probably a big part of it. Triple H knows what's best for business, doesn't he, these days? And personal feuds are never best for business unless they're going to somehow translate to the wrestling ring in a meaningful way that draws money. CM Punk returns next week to SmackDown. Ho, ho, ho! They are getting their money's worth. I don't blame them. There's Bianca and that terrifying hovering mouth. Why is it just lips and a tail? Like it's with the hair, it's like a big tadpole or something. Good night, Video Funny. Thank you for joining us. Do like and subscribe, and we'll see you again, hopefully. Might have been Punk's master plan, AW to WWE. The guy's one shrewd SOB. Yeah. I think opportunism is a bigger factor, which is certainly not a criticism. And oh my God, Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair. Hell yeah. It's going to be awesome. Right, let's get rid of the poll and do another one. Wow, Kevin Owens won that 100%. Wow, no one went for Grayson. So, Paul, let's do it. Okay. The poll is live. Let's do the banner. Okay. 2 secs. Go. Randy Orton is the main event of SmackDown. Chris, where'd you get the information about Bailey? I haven't seen that. You know me, if I hear news, I always want to know a source. It was easy to pick as Lashley versus Butch. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing what Randy Orton's got to do. So is Randy Orton going to be on SmackDown? Or are Randy and Punk just going to be kind of floaters? Are they just going to go between brands? It's only a matter of time before they have to pick one, though. Oh, it's on her Twitter, is it? Oh, right. Let's go and have a look, shall we? Bailey. Here she is. The greatest is yet to come. I don't see it on her Twitter. Not going to lie, dude. I don't see it. I don't see anything on Twitter, Chris. So, it may well be fake news. Yeah, I refuse to say the word X. I refuse to say on her X. I'm not doing it. Like, it's Twitter. I know he's calling it X right now because he's having this midlife crisis. It's only a matter of time before he throws in the towel and refers to it as Twitter X, I think. So, I'm not changing what I call it just because Elon Musk is having a hissy fit and wants to call something X. Like, the guy thinks we're in a simulation. He's an idiot. Yeah, so I'm not convinced by this Bailey story, I'm afraid, guys. I think it might just be the online rumor mill as opposed to anything factual because there's nothing on her Twitter that I can see. Because usually things like that, unless it comes out of the blue, it might be fake. I'm fairly sure right now it is because, there's like she might take some time off or something, but like she hasn't. It's not on her Twitter, so it's not been reported by any of the trustworthy sites. So until I see it on her Twitter or WWE press release, I ain't believing it. This is why it's so important, guys. Verifying news and asking what the source was. It's very important because there is so much shite on the internet that isn't true. It's unreal. Like, I hear something every day in the wrestling world, which I know isn't going to be true, but it's flown around all around the web by the time the truth has got its pants on. If Bailey did leave, Tony Khan would be on her doorstep personally with a contract in hand. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if her character would work anywhere but WWE. Like she's great. She could go anywhere and do anything. But I think her story in WWE, her going back to the hugger gimmick one day and her becoming a babyface and doing the right thing again, is inevitable. And when that happens, it'll be some good storytelling. You know, she'll have gone full circle. So it would be a wasted opportunity for her to leave before they did that again. You know what I mean? The triumphant return of Bailey. Oh, Bianca got kicked in the ass. Nice. I just don't know about Shotzi's new haircut. Yeah, it's obviously she shaved her head, didn't she, in solidarity with her sister, which was a really nice gesture. But in storyline, it's because Damage Control did it because they're bullies. Yeah, I kind of miss her long green hair. It's what kind of made her stand out and made her unique. Now they're just trying to make her gimmick be she's a bit crazy, which comes across as a bit cringe sometimes to me. Yeah, so this is the story they're telling with Damage Control. Bailey's kind of on the outside. Surely it's only a matter of time before they turn on her. I like the idea of her winning the Royal Rumble and then Io getting paranoid and attacking her. Yeah. If she dyed it too green now, it wouldn't look right, would it? She'll probably grow it like it's a part of her trademark, isn't it? The long green hair. So I do hope she gets it back. I wonder if Bailey's going to get involved in this match and ruin it for the heels. Off you go, Shotzi. Oh no, that wasn't their fault. How's Asuka doing? Getting kicked by Bianca, that's what. See, I really wanted Asuka to win their Mania match. Ugh, more ads. Has this been a good episode of SmackDown? I don't think I'm going to do the usual ratings and match of the night and all that stuff tonight. Because because I don't know if it's been a monumentous enough episode. Feels like a bit of. I know Randy Orton's back and that's awesome, and CM Punk's back and that's cool, but it's like it seems a bit of a wheel spinner, doesn't it? This one. Oh, I can't tell you how cold it is. I've got my heater right on and next to me, but it's so cold. It's piercing the house. Like the day after tomorrow. If Bailey won the Rumble, it'd be like Finn having the belt, Priest having Money in the Bank. Yeah, that's what I mean. And that, to me, is cool storytelling. So that's kind of what I want to see. Like, surely the whole Finn Balor, Damian Priest thing needs to implode at some point too. But I think the thing that holds them back is the Judgment Day is just money, shifting merch, some good stories. So I think at the moment they're probably they are spinning the wheels with Judgment Day because they don't want to split them up. Oh, it's very easy to just create drama from within, and only when you least expect it do that. You know, that's what I'm thinking. Thank you for being with me tonight, guys. Keeping me company. Bailey's days in damage control are numbered. Oh, yeah, 100%. That's where the story's going. Like that promo where she was just on the outside and they were all celebrating and she just wasn't in on the jokes and that somebody doesn't belong. Oh, yeah, they're turning on her. I don't think it makes sense to do anything else, does it now? But they have to. Oh, God, sorry, what these yawns. Oh, my God, I can't stop yawning. It's like. But they have to tease it a while longer, don't they? Like, can they tease it until the Rumble? I think so. If they just do something every week, eventually we'll get to the Rumble. Like, if Bailey wins it, could you imagine how insecure Io will be? Because let's be honest, we thought they were turning Io face, didn't we? And they didn't do it. So surely that's not happening now. That they're going the other way with it. Because I always thought the whole Io climbing over Bailey thing meant Bailey was eventually going to turn on Io. But if she does that now, she'd just be completely outnumbered. And I think Dakota Kai will be the one who announces Bailey's doom when that day comes. Making, like me and Andy were saying on the stream, making Dakota like the mouthpiece of the group. Where Asuka, Io, and Kairi do the damage, but Dakota is almost the herald, the harbinger of what they do. I'm selling myself on this idea. Yeah, I think the point will be for a while will be her alone versus them. You know, like she's the one who started damage control and they kick her out. I think that's what they're going to do. I think her being alone is the catalyst of her turning into a babyface again. But because she spent so long being the leader in damage control and a heel before that as well, I think it'll be a bit like MJF that no one will want to help her. No one will come to her aid for a while, at least. She'll need to prove that she's turned over a new leaf while fighting off, you know, damage control, the stable she created. How cool if Bailey and Io are last two in Royal Rumble? Do you know what? Is there a better booking scenario than that right now? I'm not so sure. I think that has to happen. But there already has to be tension, though, there. And it can't be like a mutual respect thing like it was when Sammy and Cody were the last two in the Royal Rumble. It can't just be all right, dude, you know, it's got to be one of us. We're both going to have to just try, and whoever it is, it's going to have to get vicious like it did in Money in the Bank. Which Bailey took surprisingly well for a heel who had just been usurped. The question is what's going to happen when Randy comes out? We're going to get anyone interrupting him? That's normally how this thing goes. He had a lot of time to cut a promo, didn't he, on Raw? And then Dominik Mysterio came out and got his ass handed to him. And that was the main event. I'm surprised he didn't do something like that on this show. So it does make me wonder what they're going to do with Randy. I mean, Judgment Day are primarily on Raw. Not always, but primarily. I know Kyrie's only small, but she's still deadly, isn't she? Those kicks and stuff. Bailey's here. Uh-oh. Kyrie doesn't look pleased. What's she doing? Kyrie wasted a lot of time. And it's about to be over. Yeah, so Bailey's going to get the blame for this, isn't she? And then Bailey stuns IO with the Bailey to belly, then eliminates her. Ooh, yeah. Even if that happened early on in the match, it'd still be shocking, wouldn't it? Even if they weren't the last two, that'd still achieve what it needed to achieve. Oh, yeah. It's true, but like the whole point of getting someone together in wrestling is to break them up, because once you've told all the story you can tell of them being together, the next inevitable story is them apart and they wrestle each other. Yeah, it's how this stuff goes. Unless you're the New Day. The New Day don't ever seem to be impervious to that rule, don't they? But will they be forever? Are they going to be the one stable that doesn't go to war eventually? Like, I know they've wrestled each other before because they've had to from a sports point of view, but they've never feuded with each other, have they? Will they ever do it? A part of me hopes that they don't, because it'd be interesting to have a stable who are the exception to the rule. I hope the New Day never breaks up. I mean, yeah, like every other stable has gone that way. So, and if they were going to do it, would they not have done it already when Kofi was champ, you know? And Big E was champ too. Big E would be the bad guy and it'd be end wrong because they're also nice. They always make the big guy the bad guy. See, I thought they might turn on Kofi when we had Kofi Mania, but they didn't. Can't break up Damage Control too soon. Yeah, they're the best story going on SmackDown right now. They might be one of the best stories going in WWE. Oh yeah, they can't have them turn on each other yet. It needs to be like the Bloodline. The tension needs to build up every week, just a little bit, incrementally. Every week, then something goes down at the Royal Rumble that really shakes things up. Then maybe have them turn on her then, and have the build to Mania, Io versus Bailey, or have a situation where Io's like, so you're going after Rhea, aren't you, Bailey? You're going after Rhea. Surely you're not coming after me. Nah. And then Bailey could be like, yeah, I'm definitely going after Rhea, because then we'll have two champions in Damage Control. How cool would that be? And actually mean it. But then Io's insecurity to get the better of her, and Bailey eventually challenges her as a revenge thing. I think Judgment Day will definitely break up eventually. Rhea will turn on Dom. Yeah, see, I think Judgment Day, the cracks will be Finn versus Priest. Because there's been tension between them for a long time. I know Priest is trying to make nice with JD McDonough, but It's not going to last forever, is it? I think Rhea Ripley will eventually turn her back on Dominik and Judgment Day. And just let the boys then destroy each other when she's done with them. But they might turn her face, you know? Is it Randy time? Are we all about to be feeling Randy? What are all these belts? Is it to do with like American football? Yeah, it's got to be Cowboys, Falcons, Jaguars. They are pretty cool. I'll give them that. So that tribute to the troops is next week. So Lashley and Karrion Kross versus Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar. How are those two going to coexist? They were killing each other before. Oh, no. I think Dominik turns face if he was to retire his dad, then realising the gravitas of what he's done, you know? Let's have a little look at who won the poll. CM Punk returns next week. Crazy. Bianca Belair won by 80%. Dragon Lee and Santos are losing. Yeah. But can Karrion Kross and Lashley coexist? There's a match I'd like to see. They need to do more with Karrion Kross. Don't know why the hell they haven't been. Oh, no, he's been doing a movie, hasn't he? They had Scarlett on Halloween Havoc. Do you remember when Karrion Kross came out and put down the hourglass in front of Roman Reigns and said TikTok? Where's that been? It makes sense to have Roman go up against at least one or two heels in his reign. Here he is. Randall Keith Orton. Good question. It's so random. Why Kross and Lashley? See, I just want to see Kross go up against Roman Reigns. That reintroduction of Karrion Kross. I don't know how they bolted that up. And they'll tease Rhea two-timing Dom with someone. Great tension builder. Yeah. Like perhaps her fiance, Buddy Matthews. Yeah. Kross putting the clock with Reigns was badass. I hate that they did nothing with it. The clock was a good idea. They could always just do it again. Like, they'd have to just say, they could always just come out with the hourglass again and be like, remember, Roman, TikTok, remember what we told you. They could do that. To be fair, it worked when he came back. It wouldn't work now because it'd just be like, this is out of nowhere. So they'd have to build Karrion Kross back up a bit first, make him look dominant for a week or two and then do it. Maybe more than a week or two at this point because no one would take him seriously right now. Randy looking $1 million. But yeah, they need to get that back. Like, I feel like at WrestleMania, Anthony quite rightly said, I feel like I've seen that match before, that Roman Reigns match, like with McIntyre. And he was right, of course, but I kind of like that Roman Reigns match. But even now, even I'm starting to think they're doing it a bit much. And which is why we're not seeing much of Roman anymore, because they have to now use that match sparingly. So my antidote to that is having work a match against a heel. Maybe having work as a babyface. And then kind of don't turn him, but have the heel be the bigger heel and beat him up a bit. and then him cheat to win, reminding everyone who he is, using the bloodline, using the numbers game to survive a bigger, scarier opponent. Just do that. Doesn't like who cares if it buries him a little bit? He's a heel. He's meant to be a coward. And I think the carrying cross thing would be a good way of doing that. Heel on heel matches can be pretty cool. You know, it's Godzilla versus Kong, isn't it? Freddy versus Jason. When she breaks Dom's heart, the crowd will feel sorry for him. Face turn. Maybe. See, I think they'll turn Rhea face first. And Rhea will be like, why am I wasting my time with you? Why am I wasting my time with any of you? And then turn her back. That's what I think. I think it'll be Rhea coming to her senses as opposed to, dropping Dom cruelly. Make Cross face so he's a reason to go up against the heel Reigns. Fill the spot before Roman loses at Mania. See, I don't know. I think carrying Cross makes sense to be a villain. Like if you put him in there with Roman Reigns, like as a babyface, you're just gonna get a repeat of the Cody, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre. Every time we've seen a babyface go up against Roman and lose because of the Judgment Day, I feel like we're just gonna get that again. If Cross goes in there as a heel, then it's a new dynamic. We can see Reigns in another form of jeopardy that he's never been in, you know? Orton is a pure face now, not even a tweener anymore. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Randy Orton, he's always often better as a heel, isn't he? He's great as a face too, but his gimmick, his Viper, his RKO anyone, anytime, out of nowhere. Oh, Heyman. I love heel versus heel matches. W doesn't do them enough. See, they do. Babyface versus babyface happens a lot, especially in AEW. And it can work really, really well. Like we had Sami Zayn versus who was it? Seth Rollins the other week. And both of them are just brilliant. Everybody knows that. But I really, really struggled with that because it was like I sometimes find babyface versus babyface awkward. Oh, so he's here. The guy who brutalized John Cena, who's coming after. Oh, now this I can get behind. Go on, Randy. Who's going to come out and help him? That's the question. Cody? Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? Cody's his boy. If we can forget their feud a few years ago. Heel versus heel makes the fans pick the best or worst of two evils. I'll tell you, a great example is Baron Corbin versus The Miz at Survivor Series that time. The Miz was a heel. Oh, it's LA Knight. Now, The Miz was a heel, but Baron Corbin was the bigger heel and started targeting Maurice and things like that. So even though Miz was still a bad guy, he was still a good guy in that scenario and kind of worked as a babyface for one match. But that next week on Raw, he was still a scumbag. You know what I mean? So like it works quite well. All you need to do is put the Miz up against a bigger, scarier heel, a different type of heel. Yeah, Cross is losing against Reigns either way. I do like the heel dynamic as well. Scarlett interferes, and they still lose. Is also satisfying. Yeah, and Scarlett as the harbinger of the one who puts down the hourglass and smiles insanely and goes TikTok. That only really works with a heel. If that was a baby face, it just wouldn't work. She'd have to be smiley and nice and friendly. And I want her being sadistic and evil and mysterious. Will anyone help him? Yeah. I'm surprised it wasn't Cody. But LA Knight, this is his stomping ground, isn't it? And LA Knight is feuding with the Bloodline right now. So Yeah, like I don't think they're going to do it, but because now we're not going to see Roman Reigns until the Royal Rumble, I don't think. And then after Rumble season, they will probably start ramping it up. We'll probably see a lot more of Roman after the Rumble. But they've got to then do the build to Cody versus Roman too. Oh, I am tired. I'll be wrapping this up quick, guys, when it goes off air, because this cowboy needs his bed. Oh, this is nice. Which one's he going to do? He's doing SmackDown. Aldis, loving it. Orton's the biggest OG in WWE now. Yeah, damn, I feel old. Yeah, me too, dude. I turned 36 last week. I remember when he was the youngest champion. Yeah, I know. Crazy, innit? Going back to Ruthless Aggression. That was a cool era. See, because that, for me, at the time when I was watching, I remember thinking, WWE's kind of petering out a bit. And I look back now at that with such reverence. So this is interesting. Could we be getting Randy versus Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble? Like, they can't have Roman Reigns miss Survivor Series and the Rumble, can they? You know? Like, come on now. Like, if he's going to have one more match before he loses at Mania, if he's indeed losing at Mania, it makes sense to be the Rumble. And surely, right, who's left? Roman Reigns and Randy Orton? I think, has Orton already had a crack at Reigns? But if he did, it was a while ago. But Randy versus Roman again. I could go for that. Yeah, I think so too. Holy sh! Vintage Orton is all I'm going to say. Nice call, Roman. Daddy's back. Besides, Knight, Randy's the biggest star right now. What did he do that for? Because he's Randy Orton, I suppose. And Aldis is a bit of a heel manager, isn't he? Call Roman Reigns. Randy Steve Austin. That's just vintage Randy Orton, isn't it, that? CM Punk's returning next week. So I think that means I have to be here next week, and I absolutely will be. All he needs is beers. Oh, I need some beers. I've had enough of that tonight, actually. Right then, guys. I'm not going to do any of the preamble or the exit amble stuff tonight because I'm exhausted and I'm ready for my bed. So thank you so much for joining me. I will absolutely see you next week. See you later. Oh, yeah, and all that good stuff. Let's see who we're going to have playing us out. Oh, and I think, it's got to be this guy.
It's Gangrel, the Vampire Warrior. Hello and welcome to Gimme a Hole. Yeah, our podcast. I hope everyone in Yorkshire and beyond is having an awesome day. Keep fanging and banging.